Hey Carol, can we talk? It's about us living together at my parents' place.
Hey Mark, not a good time. I'm headed to an important meeting. I really don't have time for this. Can we talk later? Besides, I thought we already talked about that. We agreed that we wouldn't live with your folks after getting married. You were okay with it. Why now?
Yeah, I know. But I got to thinking, I am the oldest, and also an executive at my father's company. I figured it would be kind of convenient to live with my folks.
How about we make it a weekend-only marriage? We're living at my house right now. We can get back to living like we did before we got married. I live here at my folks' place, you with yours, and we get together on weekends, no problem.
Are you serious? Why even stay married then? If we're married, I want us to live together, not just weekends.
You want me to live with your folks? You do realize I run a company, right? If something happens, my priority is to think of the company first and foremost. I have employees and they have their families to take care of. As for your family, I can help out financially, but I can't look after them at all the time. We talked about this.
Yeah, I know, but if you love me, I want you to, care about them too. I know, maybe I'm being a little unreasonable. It's just that...
Come on, Mark. You know I love you. I wouldn't be marrying you if I didn't. And about your folks, I think highly of them. But my feelings for them and my work are completely different. Besides, both your parents are still working, right? And another thing, your younger brother and his family are living there too. How am I supposed to work full-time and also do household work? It's just not possible right now. Your brother's wife, Mary, will end up having to do most of the work. I'm sure she has her hands full as it is. If I live there and not help with the chores, even though I help out financially, just doesn't sit well with me. You know what I mean?
Don't worry about Marie. She loves to do housework and cook. It's almost like a hobby with her.
Really? Every time I go there, she seems kind of tired out. Didn't seem like she was enjoying any kind of hobby. Another thing I noticed was that your parents are always pretty well dressed, but Mary is always in, I wouldn't say rags, but close to it. Which kind of got me thinking, she's not being bullied in any way, is she?
Are you serious? Of course not! I've been living in the same house as her for 5 years. And I've never witnessed such a thing. How could you even think that?
Yeah, right. Sorry. Of course your folks would never do such thing. They've always seemed kind and considerate.
That's right. And Marie is a bit unusual. She said she has no interest in fashion.
Oh yeah? Anyway, about living there with you guys, that's on hold, okay? If you're so adamant about us living there, I need a pretty good reason or I'm not going to agree, just so you know.
Boy, you really are stubborn.
You should be grateful I'm even considering it.
Alright. I'll figure something out. You need a good reason. I'll find one.
I'm sorry to contact you so late. This is about you guys living with us. Are you still up?
Oh, hi Mary. No problem, what's up? Pretty late. Been working late? Sorry I contacted you earlier out of the blue. I guess you were tired up.
No problem. I was sort of busy with work and household chores. I wanted to contact you earlier.
I see. Are you okay? You're not overworked or anything, are you?
I'm fine. Pretty used to it by now. About you guys living here, Mark said that he wants you to live here with us soon. I really don't think you should go through with it.
Huh? Excuse me? What do you mean? Can you elaborate if you don't mind?
I'll explain, but could you not tell Mark that I talked to you about this? I'd appreciate it.
Yes, of course. Besides, I contacted you without Mark's knowledge anyway.
I came to this house about 5 years ago, as you probably know. Ever since then, I've been working non-stop, and no days off at all, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I came here with a reasonable amount of savings, but that's all gone, and I'm running the company all by myself. When I first arrived, the company was in the red for quite some time. They were barely making payments every month and was on the verge of bankruptcy. And as for the household chores and cooking, I'm responsible for all of it. Everyone in this family, even my husband, they don't help out at all. I'm just a slave to them.
Whoa! Hold it right there, Mary. Are you serious? Is that why you're always wearing those clothes? I heard that you were just not interested in fashion.
I just don't have the money to buy any nice clothes. That's why. I've been wearing the same clothes for the last 5 years. I couldn't afford to buy anything new ever since I arrived here. But the other family members seem to be indulging themselves. I'm sure you've noticed.
That's no environment to be in. I urge you to get out right now. I know, let me talk to Mark about this. He'll know what to do.
There is no escape. I'm stuck here. There's nobody out there that will help me. I'm a slave for life. As for Mark, he's seen the predicament I'm in. After all, we've been living under the same roof for 5 years. He's well aware of my situation. He's part of this family.
That can't be right. Mark is not like that. He's a bit timid, but he's kind and considerate. And about me living there with them, I figured his mom was nagging him about it.
That's all a front. Mark is only acting kind and considerate. You may not believe me, but
What is it?
I heard that you lost your parents a while back. They find people in situations like yours, create an environment where you have nowhere else to go, and entrap you and use you as they please. That's what they did to me, and they succeeded for 5 years, so they figured they needed another slave. Actually, I heard them talking about it. And you also own your own company. I'm sure that once you move in with them, they take everything, rob you blind.
But you still have a chance. I urge you to cut all ties. Get away from these people as soon as possible.
I'll be okay. I've given up any hope of escape.
No, you can't be serious. I can't leave you there all alone. Let's escape together.
That's good and all, but there is nowhere else to escape to. Even if you go to the police, they will do nothing. They'll just say it's a family matter and nothing will be done.
Well, in that case, I help you escape.
Huh? Seriously?
If you had not confided in me, I would have moved in with you. You saved me from grief. Now it's my turn to save you. Even if I didn't end up living with him, they may have found a way to rip me off. I'm sure of it. You were there for 5 long years. Thanks for warning me about them. So don't worry, Mary. You're in luck. I'm on your side, and we'll figure out how to get out of this awful mess.
Carol, are you being straight with me? Do you really believe what I'm telling you?
I always thought it was sort of strange. I don't know how to pout this, but you just seemed so out of place there. When I ask Mark, he never really gives me a straight answer. And the fact that he keeps breaking his promise and insisting that we all live under one roof, I started to get suspicious. So when you told me about this, I was actually not all surprised. Besides, if I don't believe you, how am I supposed to rescue you, right?
I have a confession to make, Carol. I was thinking that if you did eventually move in, my life would become a bit easier. That they would focus on you, and it would ease my pain. I'm sorry.
Then why didn't you tell me the truth? Why did you warn me?
Well, when you came to the house those few times, you were so kind to me. Nobody has ever been so kind to me for so long. I was just so happy that someone out there cared for me. That's when I realized that nobody else should endure such pain, that this should end with me.
You're a strong and intelligent woman, that's for sure. I want you to pay back for telling me the truth about them. I'm going to get you out of there. I guess we are not very good at picking guys, but we are way better than those people. Let's put our heads together and give them a taste of their own medicine. What you say?
Hey, Carol, it's you, isn't it? I know it's you. You're protecting Marie, am I right?
Protecting Mary? What are you talking about?
Don't act like you don't know. Marie is nowhere to be found. Everyone at home is frantically looking for her. You're harboring her. I know you are. Marie has no close family and no close friends. You're the only one that she would go to. Oh yeah, and you changed the keys on your house. Now why would you do that? My keys no longer work. I couldn't get in last night. I had to stay over at my folks' place. You're the only one she would go to. That's ample proof you have her. Am I right?
Yeah, that's right. And that means you know perfectly well why I'm protecting her. I almost fell for your dirty trick, Mark.
Dirty trick? What are you talking about? It's you that's being tricked, Carol. Don't you realize that? Marie is mentally deranged. She's had mental problems ever since she arrived 5 years ago. Don't go believing everything she says. She's making all of it up.
That's my decision whether I believe her or not. I had no intention of relying on your financial support, so I had no interest about how your family company was doing. But it looks like the company is not doing very well. But when I met you at the business party last year, you were all decked out in an expensive suit, and that Rolex, how much did that cost? You bought all that with money borrowed through Mary's name? Is that true? You're really pathetic, Mark. I wasn't smart either, coned by the likes of you.
I bought that suit myself, and I've had that watch for ages.
Then why is Mary always dressed in complete rags? Can you answer that? She says she's just like any other woman. She loves fashion and even wants to go to a hairstylist one of these days. Why did you lie about all that? You even said that house chores was her hobby. Were you serious?
So you're going to believe someone like Marie, who you hardly even know, and not me, your husband? You've completely lost your marbles, Carol!
Lost my marbles? It's your family that's crazy. You approached me knowing full well that I had no family, my parents passed years ago, and that I owned my own company, The Perfect Pre. But I'm sorry to disappoint you, I may not have a family, but I have plenty of friends and employees that respect me and would do anything for me. You picked on the wrong person, buddy. Oh, by the way, our marriage is over. I filed for divorce today.
Well, so be it! You turned out to be just another no-good bimbo with money! It was a big mistake marrying you anyway. I'm glad I can get rid of you. And thanks for getting rid of the debt-ridden little floozy you're harboring. Saved us the trouble of getting rid of her. We're already planning to find another perfect woman for our needs. We don't need a couple of losers. Marie's served her purpose. Good riddance to her. But I expect something in return, that I get my share of your assets. I have the right to all the savings in your account. We were married after all.
A wolf is sheep's clothing, finally revealing your fangs. Oh, and about Mary, I'm going to demand that you pay her compensation for all the years that you guys abused her. My lawyers are working on the details, so be on the lookout for that. As for our joint account, well, that was like for 2 months or so, not much there, so do as you like. Most of it will probably be gone by the time you pay of Mary.
Why do I even have to pay compensation to her? She's not my wife!
You said it yourself, Mark. You said she was mentally unstable. So I had a psychiatrist examine her, and it seems she was affected by all the abuse your family reaped on her. Mentally, she's sound, but emotionally, that's another story. I have a full report from the doctor that examined her. To make a long story short, she's suing you and your family for emotional distress. Did you know that you can get compensation for stuff like that? I had no idea.
There's no proof that we caused her to become emotionally unstable!
Why do you think I'm divorcing you? You really think I didn't do a little preparation before deciding to divorce you? I had Mary record as much conversation as she could while she was at your house. When we deemed it etiquette, I got her out of there and over to my place. Bet you had no idea. I heard all the recordings, and there was plenty there. Your family talking about me and how you guys were going to rob me blind and enslave me. I wouldn't be surprised if you guys even saw some jail time. Oh yeah, and one more thing. I'm going to have a friend at a major magazine to publish all this, so this never happens again. And I really wouldn't do anything stupid going forward.
Excuse me? Are you out of your freaking mind? Magazine? What magazine would write about some boring family? You make us sound like the Manson family or something.
Do you really run a company, Mark? You really should keep up with the times. Magazines are hand up for stories. Their sales have dropped. Everyone is reading stuff online. Most major magazines will write a story if we pay them enough. We could spruce it up any way we want. Give it a title like, let's see, I was a slave for 5 years or something like that. Or maybe The Evil Family. That would draw plenty of readers.
You're really going to go that far, huh? But I know you. You won't do anything. You'll just end up hurting your own business. That's what you're most concerned about anyway.
Oh, I will go through with it. You can count on it. As a matter of fact, I really met with the chief editor. If I can help more girls, it's money well spent. The whole world will probably not even hear about it, but if enough people in the community read about it, well, you can imagine the backlash, I'm sure. Long as people in the neighborhood read about it, I'm fine with that.
Do you get a kick out of making me and my family suffer? I didn't think you were such a despicable person, Carol. You know what? I really feel sorry for you.
Please don't give me that. Playing the victim now? After all those years of treating Mary like a slave, stealing all her money, I've always believed I was an honorable person. If someone threatens me, I threaten them right back. If someone gives me respect, I respect them back. That's all I have to say to you, Mark.
Come on, Carol. It's not if I treated Marie that way because I wanted to. My folks made me do it. I had no way to refuse. You know how they are.
I'm glad that there's even a tiny bit of remorse left in you.
Does that mean you're going to forgive me? Let's start over. What do you say?
Sorry, that's not gonna fly. After the divorce goes through, show me that you're really sorry and do the right thing. If you really love me as you say, you wouldn't have a problem. First off, about Mary, a lawyer drew up all the papers and her divorce went through without a hitch. The recordings certainly helped. And with all the evidence, she was able to get a fair amount of compensation for the years of abuse she endured. Mark was able to get half of our savings account and few joint assets, and with all that money the family paid Mary her due. I doubt there was much left for Mark. Mary continued with her meeting with her doctor and gradually seemed to be recovering from her emotional trauma. Currently, she's staying with me and I told her she should just relax, but she insisted on helping me around the house. She even helped me with my business. I can never forgive that family for abusing and traumatizing such a kind and considerate woman like Mary. The ordeal with Mark's family made it into the magazine and they were the talk of the town, in a totally negative way of course. It seems the company went bankrupt and their house was foreclosed. That magazine article really tore the family apart, it seems. I heard that they all went their separate ways. They've always relied on each other for survival, and now the family is no more. I wonder how they will survive. I'm pretty certain they're not leading such a joyous life. Some other family is living there right now. As for all the family members, they sort of disappeared into the night, kind of fighting for them. As for Mary and I, we're currently living together and to be honest, really enjoying ourselves. This house my folks left me is way too big for me alone. Anyway, it's as if I inherited a young sister. For a while, I was a bit depressed, figured I was just not fit for marriage. But I was able to rescue Mary because I was married to Mark. That's something, isn't it?
Hey, Nate! Long day, huh? Could you pick up a carton of eggs and some toilet paper on your way home?
Huh? Are you serious? What were you doing all day?
Sorry, it's too much trouble to go out. You know, the baby is coming soon and my back is killing me.
Your schedule is pretty much set. Why don't you work out a daily schedule so you could do these things instead of just sitting around all day? Can't always rely on me to do everything. I'm working full time, you know?
Yeah, I know, sorry. But this is the first time I'm having a child. I really don't know what to expect or how, as you say, schedule things. And I'm worried. I've never done this before.
Worried? Doesn't that come naturally? Didn't your mom tell you anything? I mean, give me a break. I'm tired after working my ass off all day.
I realize you're pretty busy, and I'm really grateful that you work so hard. But do you really have to take such an attitude? If I could, I would go out myself and buy it. I just wasn't feeling very well.
I'm up to my ears in work. I mean, swamped. Never seems to work out. I need a little release here. The stress is killing me.
That's why I always want to talk. Discuss your problems. We're husband and wife, after all. You're the one that's avoiding it, Nate. You always say it's no use talking to me, that I would not understand. You just shut me out every time.
All right already. Would you stop with that, please? I'll stop by on the way back and pick up what you need. Eggs and toilet paper, right? Man, was all ready to go out for a few drinks with the guys. Now I have to go grocery shopping. Dear God.
So you don't get tired of going out for drinks, huh? Can't you just give me a little support?
When the kid is born, I'll give you all the support you need. So stop whining all the time. You make it sound like I'm not doing anything.
This child that's coming. This child is ours, not just mine. I just want you to have a little awareness that you're going to be a father.
I read somewhere that men take a little longer than women to get to that point of awareness. It's just natural. Guys are like that.
That's the worst excuse I ever heard. Lots of men help their wives when they're pregnant. Some even take time off to be with their wives.
Yeah, there are pansy guys like that out there. I'm not one of them.
At least those pansy guys are a lot more responsible than you.
What's with you? You seem so irritable. Guess women get that way when they get pregnant. Before you start criticizing me, maybe you should fix that attitude of yours. Stress might also affect the kid. A mother is supposed to be strong. Shouldn't be whining just because the husband isn't around. What about those soldiers who go off to war for months on end? Their wives don't complain.
Hey, Caroline, how's the baby? Oh, hi, Mom. You really don't have to call so often. You called at least 4 times today. Well, I can't help it! My grandchild is coming! How can I not get excited? And you also said you had a contraction this morning, right? I was just a bit worried is all. I really appreciate your concern. Thank you so much. The delivery date is past, so it's any time now. Please don't worry. If the contractions come, I'll be sure to let you know. No need to keep calling. Please do. I'll rush over right away. That really eases my mind and... Hey, what's the matter? I think I just felt a contraction. I think my water broke. Huh? Are you serious? It may just be premature. It doesn't seem like much. Maybe I just peed myself. People are different. For some, it's really all out, but for others, like you, even if it's just a little, it may be breaking. This may be it. Most of all, we have to be calm about this. We better call the hospital just in case. I am calm. I'm fine. No problem. But maybe you're right. I will call the hospital, see what they say. Hey, Nate. Are you home yet? I think this may be it. My water just broke. I think the contractions are starting, so I'm going to head out to the hospital just in case. Could you drive me to the hospital?
Breaking water, huh? Baby's not coming yet, right?
Well, that's why I'm going to the hospital. This may be it.
Oh, okay. Then when the baby's about to be born, let me know then. I'll rush over ASAP. Besides, I already had quite a bit to drink. No way I can drive.
Oh, I see. So, you're out drinking with the guys again? All right. I guess there is nothing you can do. But get over here right away when the contractions really start coming. Don't get too drunk. You're off tomorrow too, so you can...
All right. Already! Quit repeating yourself. I said I'll be over ASAP.
Hey, Nate. The contractions are really starting up, and the pain is getting shorter and shorter in between. The doc says the baby may be born by sunset. Hey, Nate, are you seeing this? Why won't you answer? It's already 1 a.m. Where are you? Please, get over here. I'm really in pain. Please come here as soon as you can. Please. So, you never made it over here. The baby was delivered already.
Oh, yeah? Baby's here, huh? Sorry. Hard night, huh?
Hard night? Are you kidding me? This is our first baby. How could you go out drinking with your buddies?
I said I was sorry. Besides, I have a splitting headache. I'm gonna sleep a bit first before I head over there. And I reek of booze. Can't be going to a hospital in this condition.
Aren't you coming to the hospital? I mean, it's almost noon, for God's sake.
Come on, Mom. Get off my back. I said I would be right over. I have a really bad hangover. I can hardly move. Give me a break.
Your wife just had your child. How could you be out drinking at a time like this? She even called you last night and told you she was having contractions. My God! What's going on in that little head of yours?
Caroline is just so whiny. Always talking back. I'm tired of it. I mean, come on. What's a little contraction? Women have been giving birth for thousands of years.
Nate, get one thing straight. Whom do you think you're talking to right now? I'm your mother, for God's sake! So what's up with you, son? I said what's up?
Yeah, nothing.
Nothing, huh? You don't have an excuse for being with your wife when she's having a baby? That nothing?
Yeah, well, I'm sorry about that. I'm super hungover and probably still a little tipsy from last night.
Yeah, it seems that way, but you're all okay now, right?
Yes, Mom.
You told me that you had to work and couldn't make it to the hospital. And now, here I am at the hospital, and you are nowhere in sight. Caroline told me everything. What's with you? Are you her husband or not? She tells me you didn't even help out at home when she most needed it. She'd ask you to go shopping, and you'd complain and make some lame excuse. Do you think giving birth to a child is just a silly game or something? For your information, I risked my life giving birth to you. And Caroline is the same. She risked her life last night to bring your child into this world. This is your child, your own flesh and blood, for God's sake.
Yes, Mom, you're absolutely correct.
Do you even realize how difficult it is to deliver a child? She was in pain for hours, with nobody at her side. You're going to be a father for Pete's sake. And to think you were so happy when you first heard she was pregnant, and that you were going to be a father. When your child grows up and learns that you were out drinking with guys when Caroline was giving birth, you're going to have some explaining to do, that's for sure. Did you even give that a thought? Oh yeah, and Caroline told me, apparently your work isn't going so well. I realize the stress is unbearable, so you go out drinking.
I just can't take it anymore. Nothing seems to go right for me at work. Everything I do just falls flat. I was thinking of quitting, but then wouldn't be able to support them. Think that such a no-good loser as a father. A loser like me would never make Caroline and our new baby happy. That's, what I've been thinking lately.
Then why did you even say you wanted a kid in the first place? All Caroline wants is for you to be a good father and to be a family. You can make money anytime you want. But to have a child and a family, you lose that. And you'll never get it back. It's something that you'll regret for the rest of your life. What's more, Caroline has given you countless opportunities to discuss things, work things out as a family, but you just shrugged her off. What's with this stubborn pride of yours? Isn't that what a family is for? No matter how down you are, you have Caroline and your child. Think about them and do your best to make them happy. That should get you through anything. What's more important is the relationship between a wife and a husband. You should always talk things out. Trust each other. And that means talking about the good and the bad. Think long and hard about what I said. You need a little dose of reality. And until you do, I'm taking Caroline and the baby back to my place. When you're ready, call us. You got that, son?
Huh? Back to your place?
This is Caroline's idea. She doesn't want to see you right now after what you pulled. She said she'd rather stay with me for the time being. Apparently, she feels a lot more comfortable and safe being with me. She needs someone to take care of her. She says she's scared that things won't work out between you two. I'm more than happy to take care of her. What's more, her parents were all for it.
I can handle things. Don't worry about it. I'll do all the chores. I can handle this. No need for you to go out of your way.
What do you mean by handling things?
Clean up and do the shopping. Stuff like that. Make things easier for her.
There you go again. That's where you're wrong. You really don't get it, do you? You're working. You're not going to be able to handle it all by yourself. Besides, taking care of a baby and supporting your wife is not some half-assed job that you do on the fly. It's something you have to do as a father. It's common sense. Let me ask you this, son. Whose child is this?
Mine. It's my kid.
Yup, you got that right. You make it sound like you're doing the chores as some sort of job. As some stranger would do. He's your kid.
Yeah, I get it, Mom.
So, for now, I want her to get some rest and not have to worry about chores or going out shopping on her own. She's staying with me for a while. Also, I plan to talk to Caroline and her folks about measures that need to be taken in the future.
I'll be at the hospital within the hour. So please.
Hello, Nate. Sorry I didn't get back to you.
Caroline! Don't worry about it. You didn't have to call me. I did nothing for you. I'm a loser.
Please, I don't ever want to hear you say that again.
I'm really sorry.
I heard all of it from your mom and dad. They told me you went to my folks' place every day after work. They told me you apologized to them over and over.
I'm really sorry. I didn't know what got into me. Maybe I was just scared to be a dad. I just couldn't face up to reality. I plan to stop by every day until you forgive me.
You also stopped by here every day too, right? Please forgive me. I just didn't know how to face you. I asked your mom to cover for me, to tell you I didn't want to see you.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I was such a jerk. How are you? Are you feeling better? I don't suppose you'll be coming back home anytime soon.
Yeah, It's really comfortable here. I can relax and focus on taking care of the baby. But it's funny. I seem to have a lot of time to relax, but then again, there never seems to be enough time. I know. Sounds weird, huh?
No, I get it. Not weird at all. It's all my fault. A real jerk.
But I'm thinking of going home pretty soon. I know you're really trying. I heard from your mom. She really gave you a dressing down, huh? She said you're doing all the household chores, cooking yourself, doing the laundry. You made all the preparations so that we can come home anytime, right? I also heard that you're not going out drinking with the guys much.
Yeah. Actually, I haven't had a drink since that day. I was wrong. I was too reliant on you. I should have been taking better care of you. I screwed up my priorities. Well, it's easy to just talk, you know? You don't trust me after how I treated you. It's not something that you can forgive just like that. I figured I would do all I can. Do the right thing. And then if you really wanted to divorce me, well, I wouldn't have any regrets. I had to try first. They say people can't change so easily, but I didn't want to be someone like that. I wanted to change. For real.
I have no intention of getting a divorce.
Really? Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure. I know you've been trying hard to repent. Your mom told me everything. Even your folks. They asked me to tell you that when you stop by tomorrow. They want you to stay for dinner. Ever since that day at the hospital, you said you changed. And true to your word, you haven't deviated one bit. I'm really sorry. My folks were probably a little too rude.
Please, I don't want you to apologize for this. It's all me. I'm the bad guy here. But I appreciate it. Really, thank you so much.
But I have no problem apologizing to my folks and showing them gratitude. But you really should apologize to your mom. She's the one that really took care of me and got you to change. She's busy with her own stuff, but she still takes time to look after me. You really owe her, you know that, right?
Yeah, I know. I'll take the time to talk to her. I'll make sure to thank her for all she's done for you. For us.
Just remember, just because I come home, it doesn't mean things will get easier for you. As a matter of fact, it's probably going to be harder. Of course, I will do as many household chores as I can, but I do have to take care of our child. It's a full-time job. Just be a good father. Can you do that?
You can count on me. I'm not going anywhere. And about work, I'll take time and explain it all to you.
Yeah, let's talk it out. I know how you feel not being able to do your job properly. It's frustrating. You may feel down at times, but I want to be by your side and support you whenever possible. I realize you have pride, but don't try and figure it out all by yourself. I'm here for you. We're husband and wife, after all. Please don't ignore me. You're not a loser. I have faith in you, Nate. I always have. I'll be back home next week.
Thank you. I won't let you down. I will try even harder once you return. You can bet on it.
But it's not just me that's coming home.
Yeah, I know. Our son, right?
No, it will be the three of us. Your mom is joining us too.
My mom?
Of course. What if I return with our son and all the household chores, the cooking and cleaning? What if you decide that it's too much? What then? I'm returning to a husband who was out partying with his buddies when I was giving birth. I mean, you understand? I'm sorry, but I still can't trust you. I need a backup plan if things go sour. It's not only for me, it's also for our son.
Yes, of course. I understand. Caroline? You've changed. You seem way more assertive. I suppose a little of my mom rubbed off on you.
Nate, I think it was you who said, a mother has to be strong. After giving birth and moving in with Nate's mom, I asked Nate's friend about him. They all said he quit drinking and would hurry to my parents' place after work, and apologized profusely for his despicable conduct. He also came to my mother-in-law's place, but she shooed him away every time. This went on for over 3 weeks. Every day. Even on the weekends. After 3 weeks of showing up every day, my parents finally relented and forgave him. They said he broke and cried. After that, I promised him. I returned home with our newborn son and Nate's mom. It had been 1 month since I left, and when we returned, I could not believe what I was seeing. The place was immaculate. He even prepared various baby goods and cooked dinner for us. There was no sign of alcohol anywhere, not even a can of beer in the fridge. And the dinner he prepared was out of this world. It was so delicious that tears welled up in my eyes. Several days after I returned, we also discussed his job. The problem was his relationship with his boss. That seemed to be the biggest obstacle at work. He told me of various incidents that he encountered. After hearing him out, I wish I had asked him earlier, and I wish I could have done more for him. It had been a while since we talked as husband and wife. We really opened up to each other. Yes, there were some tears. After a while, he quit that job and joined a different firm that was better suited for him. His coworkers and his boss really welcomed him to the team. Now he's very happy with his new responsibilities. I've never prevented him from going out on occasion with his friends for a few drinks, but he has stopped drinking altogether. He even complained that some of his colleagues no longer asked him out, but he doesn't seem to mind. He quickly made new friends at the company who were more in sync with his new lifestyle. At one point, I was seriously thinking of divorcing him. I could not contemplate such a person as a father to my child. I'm not kidding. I thought about it over and over. I even discussed it with Nate's mom. Through this incident, I really understood the importance of trusting someone, and that people can really change. Several years later, I was blessed with another child. As for Nate, he's a completely different person now, working hard to support his growing family. What's more, he was right by my side when I gave birth to my second child. That incident 2 years ago was like some kind of nightmare compared to the life I see before my very eyes. I'm super happy. What can I say?